Hello, Divine Sunshiners. This is Divine Sunshine coming to you with a weekend special edition of Why Can't the DM Get Off the Fence and Get into Pleasantville? Okay, so if you have been watching my videos, you know a lot of times I have the card that has, I don't think I can even pull it from the deck. Just that quick. Did I get that one out of it? Because I got like literally every card deck that I own out to answer this here, and I got quite a few of a collection. If I could turn it around and show you, I would show you maybe about 13, quite a bit of decks out, just in seeing where I'm be inspired to be led to go to. If you have been watching my videos, back on track, you have seen a lot of times where I've mentioned the Pleasantville card, which is the card is a half, where he's always, if you see Daniellleboomlle of LLE Ascensions, he mentions about, he calls it being on the fence. I call it also in the Pleasantville. It's like coming from where you've seen the Pleasantville movie where everything was dark and gray, and then this one character brought everybody in Pleasantville into light because they were wondering, why are we still in black and white? Isn't it more to the world than this? And so this is what we're trying to see, is what is that moment that's going to cause the divine masculine in all these situations, rather he's in a remediation or a karmic situation, or if he's not in one and he's just saying, I'm being stubborn, I can't move, or he's scared to move. I would like to know what is the reason. I got inspired by the reader I told you, who was my substitute reader Wednesday, which was Ghetto Nun, was Cockfrost, also better known as, and I put you all on her channel as well to say, you know, kind of look and see what she's talking about on there. And she mentioned that she didn't see any readers that is pretty much addressing what is going on. And I say, you know what, she brings up a very valid point. What the hell is going on? Like, she's like, what the fuck is going on? You still on the damn fence. What's going on? You ain't made no mind. You ain't made no moves. You know, you just sorry. You know, she's going on and on about it. And I was like, yeah, she's always, I call in my head, she's my alter ego. If I could say all that stuff and spill, if anybody meet me in person, they know I don't do too much cursing, you know. Every now and then I do. If I get like extra pissed off, you'll hear a curse word every now and then. But as far as that being a part of my vernacular, no, I don't do all that thing. And I don't dock anybody hustle, and I don't know why people around me, they're like, oh, you don't curse? Well, I shouldn't curse. No, you do you. I just don't do that, you know. And I don't have anything against that. It just don't flow. And when I do sound that, you know, people like, and they crack up laughing. It just don't. It don't sound right. I guess because of if I'm Divine Sunshine, it just really don't seem like that's bringing on the sunshine. If I'm a potty mouth or I'm cussing every time, it's like, how much sunshine can I really bring to the table if I'm doing that all the time, you know? So for me, that's just me, not anybody else. So anyway, she's my alter ego. I love it. I love her energy, everything she brings to the table. Back to what I was saying. So that is one. Whoa, Lord. Okay, the love card popped out. The Divine Feminine made me hit that card there. Yeah, it's the feminine. Say love. So we're going to leave that right there. Maybe that's the overall energies. Just want to start off, and sometimes the Divine Masculine hits my hand and say, just get started on stuff. I see I'm being led to start with stuff. So this is the divine, this is the overall energy, which is love, which is true. Okay, so they're telling me to stop as usual, but let me get them with it before they cut off the video like they did last time. On this, so we're going to get straight on into the energies here. Enough talking, let's see what's going on. So the overall theme here is, the question is, I'm asking the universe, is why can't the DM get off the fence? Why is he still straddling the fence all the daggone time? I almost said motherfucking time. All the time. I felt you. You must be watching Ghetto Nun. I felt you all the time. Why is it? Okay, so now let's start off with let's see, how does he view, clear, how How does the divine masculine view love? Let's ask that. I'd like to know that. How does he view love? Thank you. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. He has a problem when it comes to this divine masculine that's on the fence, that does not know how to express himself. He has a problem with passion. He views passion, I want to say in the upside down. It came in reverse. He views passion in an upside down way. You know, it's like, you ever seen somebody that view things like dyslexic? There we go. A person who's dyslexic, and nothing talk about the people who's in the dyslexic community, but like they see the numbers and the letters going backwards. You're like, I know as a teacher, I'm like, baby, that ain't no, the E is going the wrong, okay, all right. The E going, okay, and the B is going, and the, okay, and the D is, okay. So now this baby got a problem. So when it comes to the matter of love, when it comes to the divine masculine, I'm going to have to open up this door, because I can tell this is going to be a hot one, a little bit. He has an issue what we're talking about as far as how he views love and his passion, getting his passion going. To me, I'm hearing round and round. Okay, let me get some clarifiers to see what's going on. Why does he have a problem with, let me use my wisdom cards. Why does he have a problem with passion? Serendipity. Okay, and when I see this thing, it's like luck. Sometimes he's not lucky. The luck of love, of how things kind of all comes together in a fated way, but it doesn't happen to him. And so this is why he's always on the fence. Okay, let me get some more clarifiers. Why is he on the fence again? Okay, clarify that. What you mean by you're not lucky? Because you feel like he says he has some unfinished business, an unfinished symphony. What is the unfinished symphony that you had to write? Okay. He says the soulmate. He's still and two things. Okay, so the soulmate came out in reverse. So really, soulmates, this penguin mates for life. Okay, so he's got a problem with this idea that it's a for life thing. Okay, I guess some people say, well, tell me anything. It's this true commitment here. Not really feeling truly blessed with where they are, and really feel like they don't have a real firm foundation when it comes to the divine feminine. This came in the reverse. He's got to really deal. I'm going to do the cards the way they are. And if they're the opposite, this is his truth that he's telling. He's saying right now, I don't have a real firm foundation to really build blocks with the divine feminine. Okay, at this time. Okay, so I'm going to say, we ask him about, so, clear. What kind of things do you feel that you need to surrender at this point, divine masculine, the collective of you all? What needs to? Okay, hold on, two of them came out, so it could be for two energies. At this time, he's got to surrender obsessive thinking. If you're obsessing about a person or a situation, turn the dilemma over to the spirit. Doing so will help bring you clarity and even solve the problem. So he's doing a lot of overthinking. We're going to go into that and see why is he overthinking. And surrendering denial. Accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the decision. So right now he's got to surrender some denial. Let me look into what's the reason for this What's the reason for this overthinking? What caused that divine masculine? Two cards out. Because he's really overthinking about and obsessing about this strategy of how he's going to make these things happen. And he's got a problem with him really finding the courage and the strength to really see and be with this divine feminine in the true power and pure power that what she is, which is divine. Okay? I'll ask that. Clear. What is the thing, purpose behind denial? What are you denying then? Whoa, Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm going to look at this. He's denying himself because he's not patient about it. He's having a problem with being patient with things. And I think he's being patient with the timing. He's being patient because he's waiting on divine timing. But in some ways, it's appearing as if he's in denial. Or it could be fork of the road, like I said. But it didn't come in reverse. So that means he can't say that he's impatient. Because it say he's patient. And he's really waiting on divine. No, he said, I said what I said. I'm waiting for divine timing, the kid. And really, I'm patient about really how things are going to unfold for me emotionally. We got the new moon. We got the moon behind him, which we already had the new moon that occurred Friday, correct? Which is bringing about this newness, which is helping him unfold. And just like my spiritual mentor is saying about trying to get the wings, tack on them wings to kind of get ready to fly. So he's being patient about this, being able to really test these wings and to go on, okay? All right. Goddess of the moon. So he's really at the point that really he's now in the way in which he is really seeing the divine feminine. It is an illusion. Things are not the way of how they seem. And he's in denial about really seeing about this magic that she really brings to the table, and really removing some of these things from him. And so that's why he's in denial about this. It's a intuitiveness and his awareness as to who she is. Some of them are still in denial about that. They got to come and got the number 52, so they got to change. They got to also come into unity, and they're got to have some spiritual completion about it. They're in denial about wanting this caring connection. I'm sorry, I'm not showing you the cards, excuse me. They're in denial about showing this caring connection that he really, really craves and wants. He's like playing like not the bad guy, wrong term. He's playing like this tough guy that's really, and maybe because he's feeling that in some ways, if he wants this, he feels like he's the bad guy for feeling and wanting this. Okay, and so he's got to really surrender the being able to have balance. Okay, balance in this situation, because some of them, it kind of throws them off. His equilibrium is being thrown off with being able to balance his feelings. This denial is just like, she loves me, she loves me not. She loves me, she loves me not. She loves me, she loves me not. And depending on what day he might end on or land on, she loves me, or someday he might land on, she loves me not. Okay. And so again, here it is this thinking. He does a lot of thinking, and a lot of this thinking is like the 4 and 6. He gets grounded 1 minute. He's like, I'm grounded in love. And then he's like, Brian McKnight, he got to start back at 1, which means he didn't talk himself out of talking himself into doing something. I can feel everybody saying, yeah, tell me something I don't even know. He ain't speaking nothing different than I had. I know, that we already know. Okay? So that is the things that he needs to surrender. Okay? Next thing I want to know is, what does he feel that his purpose is? Is that, no, stop. What's his past life? What is the past life thing that's acting, not that one. What's my past life cards? This time y'all can bear with me because I got stuff all over the place. Okay. Life purpose. Yeah, we can do past life. Let's look into that. What is the past life? Clear. Of these divine masters. Give me 3 of them. Some tells me we're not reading for the same one. But just give me 3 main themes that's from their past lives that's really playing a crucial point on as to why this divine masculine keeps on staying on the fence. What is that? Okay, orphan came out. He feels orphaned. Some of them have been abandoned. Got that. In past lives. Some of them have had finance problems in past lives. Okay, so you can understand why they're scared on that. Some of them have had, give me this other one, give me another thing from past lives. Okay, 2 of them came out. Okay, I said another, but that's fine. We can deal with that. Some of these is karmic relationships. We know that. And some of it is biblical. It's just like really, you know, it's like I'm doing it religiously. It's just like I'm just going to keep on choosing this. Just keep on doing this thing. So it could be spiritual factors that's happening with them. Religious factors that's been with them. And with this, they're going to always be choosing this type of, this because of it, you know, the principles say, I don't got to do X, Y, and Z, so I'm not going to do anything because I'm just following this. Okay, I want to just make sure that's on track with that's past life biblical, but I believe I am. Sometimes I can get another thing. When you read about Jesus, Moses, or other biblical figures, you know that there's more to the story because you were there. Either you were a follower of Jesus or Moses, or you lived in the Holy Land. You may have also had lives alongside other famous biblical figures. As a result, traditional religious interpretations of the Bible stories don't ring true to you. You know in your heart and soul what really happened. As such, you tend to follow your own religious path. There, bam. So because you are here, because of past lives, to set a new trail, a new blaze when it comes to spirituality and how to live. Gotcha. And because of whatever you did in past lives, you kind of going about, that sound like Aquarius to me. Somebody who's trailblazers don't go blind to things, but okay. You're here to kind of cut your own path, okay? Got that. Okay, so let's go on and find about this purpose. How does this, what is the purpose of this? Clear. Bleed into now as to why this person does not want to go into Pleasantville. Let me start using another term because sometimes people are upset you using their other term. Okay, let me be quiet. I ain't going to bring that energy in. Okay, anyway, this one. All right, let's not bring that in. Pleasantville. Why are they in between worlds? Okay, so with them being orphaned, they said now to clarify the purpose of why they're still being on the fence is because they got options. Consider the career possibilities that are open to you. I wouldn't say career opportunities, just opportunities in life in general. And so, you know, because they really don't, being orphaned, you know, you really depend only on yourself. You do not depend on anybody else. You learn that, you know, you like, because, you know, I ain't got no mama, I ain't got no father, I don't have anybody else, it's just me. And so with that, you learn how to find alternate options to say, you know, okay, you ain't gonna do this for me, okay, fine, let me give me a plan A, a plan B, a plan C. Okay, yeah, I was depending on you to do that. Oh, you ain't gonna do that today? Okay, that's fine, let me go and find me somebody else that lined up. So they always got somebody ready. So they don't really, as old folks say, grow grass underneath their feet because they always steadily moving. Okay, so this is what's happening with the divine masculine. Some of them in their past lives has experienced this orphan where they feel like, you know what, I got to be in a state of survival. I got to find other options. So I'm not going to just keep my mind just on this divine feminine here. I'm going to have me another, I'll keep on saying like another stallion, another horse in the stall here. You know, you know what I'm saying. It's always somebody else that's there, that's always ready. Okay, you ain't ready, okay, next. You ain't ready, okay, next. You know, it's always, and it might even get to the point that they don't even wait for you to do something wrong. You know, it's just the slightest thing because they already overthinking according to this. And so they already ready for just the slightest little thing to make them feel like, okay, you know what, I'm going on. You know, I ain't gonna deal with you, next person. Okay. Now you got body works. Body works here is clarifying what's happening with these finances. Okay, it says your life purpose involves body work such as massage therapy, energy healing, physical therapy, exercise, or training. I'm gonna read finances because I think something's behind that. That finances could also stand for something else. Your relationship with money is being affected by your past life experience. For instance, you may have had a lifetime of extreme poverty or even wealth. Many people struggle to save money because their other lifetimes involve communal health wealth, where the convent, tribe, or village provided for everyone's needs. In those lifetimes, there was no such thing as individual savings accounts or separate possessions. As a result, you may find that your finances are perplexing and upsetting mystery. Your income may roller coaster up and down until you come to terms with the fact that you're currently incarnated in a Western capitalistic society that operates on individualism. To heal this situation, understand that money is merely energy and can be used for good purposes or negative ones. Know that money is in itself neutral. It is what you do with it that matters. Act with the intention to help the world through charity, generosity that is noble, and virtue. Okay, what jumped out for me is that money is energy. You're coming here to learn how to heal that energy because it's popping off. I see energy being mentioned. How to exercise, how to train yourself, how to deal with that finances, because they're saying again that, so this kind of filters off as far as you will being on the fence because your finances is not right. Okay, when it comes to, and you don't feel, you know, you being the divine masculine, you want to support your divine feminine. And in order for you to do that, you saying, if my stuff, my finances right, I don't know how in the world I'm thinking about doing that. So that's why you kind of got that fork in the road, or you in between, because you saying, I don't have no stable building blocks to do. I don't have nothing to bring to the table with this divine feminine. If my money is funny, I mean, it be ended up she be supporting me and I ain't supporting her, you know, and I don't want to be there. That's my main thing is as a masculine period energy, rather divine or not, is to provide, and I would have a problem doing that. Okay, next thing, what you got, this karmic relationships, that's why they're acting on the fence, is because you got family. Okay, you got to work some deal and issues with family, how to love them, what's the purpose. Family is essential to your life purpose. And once some of them get this kind of karmic relationship, maybe they're coming from relationships with the family, it wasn't right, it was estranged, things in the family just was not really, you know, maybe abusive, not the way I was, it wasn't really positive, very nurturing, and, you know, in the past lives. So they got to really deal with that in this one as well. So getting these lessons, it's probably, some of you all would know that it's pretty much filtering over into what they're experiencing now in the present. Okay, so now, speaker, your life purpose involves your skills or orientation. What it to me it is just really being able to speak to these family members, especially when you're talking about this karmically. Just speak your truth, speak your honesty, and that is really being a problem with you, with the divine masculine that's being on his fence, is really finding his own voice in this karmic situation, which is, you know, to get rid of toxic relationships, get to the point to say, you know what, I don't want to be in this no more. I'm not really being true and valid to myself. I want a divorce. I want to get out of this. I don't want to live with my parents anymore. You're mooching off of me. This situation, the job, I quit. I really want to go open up this hot dog stand that I've been dreaming of doing, or open up my own online business, t-shirt business, whatever it is. That's what I've actually always wanted to do. So this is what they really are wrestling with. This is dealing with that karmic relationships, and like I say, it could be in related karmic relationships Doesn't have to just be family, because work situations can be family as well too. You know, you get them saying my work husband or my work wife, you know, and stuff like that. Remember on Facebook they have a picture of Drake mean mug, and somebody say this is how your work husband be looking at your spouse when you bring them to the Christmas party. That's hilarious. So, you know, your family is all over the place, okay? It doesn't have to just be this family blood. You can bring them along to an organization, sorority, fraternity, that's family, all that. Anything that's happening that you collectively gathering with people, that's family, your besties. Sometimes they can act more family than your family, but we ain't going to get on that, because this ain't about that kind of read. We're about the divine master, why he on the fence. He has also, when we talk about biblical, we said we're finding that he's got a new way spiritually that he's going about that. And now, if you're going against, or you being a warrior for Jesus, and you going in for the universe, and you come in here bringing this new message, and this is a part of what you had in your past life, where you were some part of, you was either you walked with Jesus, or you some kind of biblical or some kind of spiritual leader. Maybe you might be a priest, pope, whatever it was back then, or none. You could be, because you know you switch back forth, you was reincarnated. This is playing a part on you now, and you're trying to really bring this new spirituality. When you're doing those things, that is pretty radical, and so you got to really find strength and really be this warrior. You got to be on this mythical creature, as you see here, that's got wings that can fly, and you're taking a different route with spirit. To get there, you got to have your armor, and especially when you talk about your emotions got to be strong, because this is a female when we talk about divine masculine. So you got to find that strength biblical, and you could also say I'm looking at the divine feminine in that way. And so then you've also got to have that strength to even be able to battle alongside her, as you being in this unisoul journey, bringing this new way of loving, new way of life, new way of being to the universe. This causes for a certain amount of a warrior spirit, just to be honest with you, okay? Like I say, keeping it 100. This brings that, and so this is what you kind of on the fence about that as well, but it's come for the past, and that's a lot of things. You know, I think about, we ain't trying to be, some of us are being extreme. I think about, they were saying about the divine, the Unisouls, and how at once upon a time, I think my friend, we was talking about that, and that conversation brings up to mind with me when we were saying, wow, we had this, had came out as twin souls, Unisouls, as I have evolved us into being called. We would have been burned at the stake like the witches of Salem, you know. And we wouldn't have been accepted. It becomes a time and a period when it is accepted, and the time, and you're being ready. We're not actually be radical like that young man that say, I'm gonna go over here to this indigenous island, and I'm gonna go over here and convert these sinners, because the spirit told me to go over here and get these indigenous people to convert to be Christians. And I'm not making light and making fun of anything nasty about that, but you know, this is really what we're doing is pretty much as radical as that is what he is doing, okay? And I'm not making fun or down following what the man, because whatever that he believes, he died with a cause in his heart, believing that he was going to spread the word for Jesus and for the Christian belief. And he did that. He went on and whatever, and with that, and that's between God and the universe and him to decide if he did right or wrong by that. Okay, but in his heart, he believed he was doing the right thing. And that's the same thing. We might be, some of other people outsiders might look at us as divine feminines or divine masculine, saying we on this unisoul journey, and look at us as if we're being strange and radical. And for you to gather up that strength, just like that gentleman, to go and say, no, I'm going to do it, although I know what the consequences and what lies ahead of me and the challenges that lie ahead of me. You know, you can see maybe the divine masculine say, I'm a little shaking and quaking about me actually going ahead and doing that. Okay, so, excuse me, let's look into the energies. Where's my cards? Here we go, this one. Let's look into the current energies. Clear. about his situation of what's going on with him, why he keeps staying in Pleasantville, between worlds. What's going on with that? I think I've seen something come up. Okay, give me 3 cards. I'm going to say 3. Thank you. What's currently contributing to this? Okay, unity. Traditional viewpoints of methods. Spiritual organizations seek out mentors and like-minded friends. Okay. It's got a lot of good stuff in here. So the end thing is coming in unity with this thought of really becoming divine and becoming part of this spiritual community, let's put this, which is called Unisouls Collective. The traditional viewpoints is kind of getting in the way of that, what he's kind of grown up with, what he knows to be true. Spiritual organizations, which would be, again, being a part of the Unisouls Collective, that is an issue as well. He's having problems with, he's not seeing people around in his surroundings that are mentor-like, that can help him seek out to say yes, giving him safety and security to know, yes, this is a safe journey or a safe way to go. Yes, you need to go on this. He has no mentors to seek out. All at this time he has is like-minded friends, which is not a lot to go on. And if you got like-minded friends, like Groucho Marx said, if I'm the smartest person in the room, guess what? I got to go find me some new friends. What does that mean? That means that I can't be the sharpest tool in the shed when I know, even with myself, I got some work that still I got to work on. Okay? I got to get me some friends. And I do not have a problem with having friends around me that know more than I do. I mean, it's like a puzzle piece. It helps to build you. Okay, yeah, you know that. You know better than that. It helps me to ascend, help me to rise. But this divine masculine does not have he's comfortable. I'm picking that up. He's afraid, number 5, to change. That picked that up. And he's really comfortable having these like-minded friends, okay? The Sun card. Happy outcome. So right here, okay, brilliant new ideas that lead to success. Have confidence in yourself. He is having problems with really having this happy outcome. He has a problem with finding new ideas to lead him to success. And he's having problems with finding confidence in himself. Some of them do have this. Well, we talk about this one is on the fence. And to really tell you, he has access to all of these things, because him being the divine masculine, he is the Sun card. He really is, okay? So that part, he's having a problem with seeing like these new horizons that are in the background to come, okay? We have this, what's happening now is 2 of water, which is a relationship that continues to grow closer, forgiveness, the positive resolution of conflict. This came in reverse, which is true. He has problems. 2 of Cups would be us coming. Is that the Lovers? I'm not familiar with the tarot, but that's pretty much that. This idea again about the love, about coming close. He's got a problem. He's got problems with some forgiveness, and he has problems with coming with positive resolutions to conflict with this idea of really coming to this relationship. Can I get some clarifiers on this one? Who have I not pulled out? Did I pull out my famous ones? Yeah, I did. Some keep on talking about you, so let me see about that. What's happening clear for you? Oh, that one's down. Okay, we'll see about that. Okay, let me see. What is... Clarify. Concentrate. Clarify for me. What's going on? Why does he have a problem with unity? It's fine if you give me a story. Why does he have a problem with being happy, having happy outcomes? This one is on the fence. Okay, you give me a story. Okay. And why does he have a problem with this relationships? Okay. All right. Read them in. Stay up there. In order. So why he has a problem with traditional views, methods, spiritual organization, Seeking mentors, getting out of the box and just being with like-minded friends like Groucho Marx. He being the smartest tool in the shed, knowing he ain't really that smart, and he needs help. We got saying goodbye, formal occasion, honoring lies, death rights. Now, what it's saying to me when I first seen this is that he has a problem with. It said when I looked at this that he looks at spirituality in a very dark place. It's very dark to him. And so this one has a little problem with it. He might act like it and say, you know, you say Jesus wept at the table, and he might go ahead and say grace with you and say, okay, I'm going to pray with you. But there's a darkness there. And I don't know if it want to say is brought on by maybe like as a child, maybe it could be. I don't know why I look at this like he said, I had a pet once, and that pet, I prayed to God, and I prayed to God, and I prayed to God, please save little Toby, my cat Toby. And you know God never did do that. He let Toby die. And from that point on, I ain't really had a safe viewpoint of how I look at God from that point on. Okay, now this is what some popped, so that got validity to what I said. Thank you, Divine Man. Okay, so if something happened, some loved one that maybe he had a hard time saying goodbye. You see, 11. He had an issue with, and this is pretty much then turned him dark. Something that he loved very much that he asked the universe for support. I'm looking for the book. Did I put it back over here? Wait a second. And where is over here? It didn't, and it turned him, like I say, it turned him out. Well, okay, in the wrong way. Okay, let me see. Lest Vampire Speaks. For many beings, the reality of death seems to be the ultimate cruelty. The vampire that steals the life from so many and without, it seems, any order or reality. For death, it is true visits us all. Whether we are young or old, or healthy or suffering, for all of us, beast and beauty, there is a time for the end to come. But there are angels of death appointed. Stop. I got a thing right there. I'm going to see about this. Also, he's afraid of the ego to die. Because in order for him unity into this spirituality, into this new point, some of this ego points that he has really has bet on or has relied on to get him through life is going to clash with his traditional viewpoints and methods in which how he's going about. But it's also, and there's me several things about this death thing. I still say about this, the death of the cat Toby, that he had a problem with, and it turned him out. So it's a real, like that. I call it dead. It's dead to me about the spirituality. It's not like he 100% sold on. And he knows with this thing, this whole situation, something has got to die within him in order for him to take on this cause. Oh, now like this. This also says unity. Wills and legal documents may be about to enter your life when this card comes to you. Consider to the legacy you will leave when you have departed. Consider your children. Okay, let me investigate that. Okay, so what kind of legal situations are we talking about? Clarify. So we're going to give me the answer. And I know that. Let me see. Okay, clear. Unity. Some issues about legal things. So you could be unity. Some traditions. What you mean by, clarify what you mean by traditions. So I mean legal things. What's the issue with that? Co-creator. I'm keep on picking up, maybe this one also has issues. Co-creator, like a spouse. Co-person. Okay, unity. It's several things that's playing a part of this. Why is that keeping you on the fence? 2 cards. Because that's what's happening presently now, he said. And because it's a lot of chaos and conflict. Okay. Why is there a lot of chaos and conflict with this one that's got this unity, that's got this co-creator, which is, I want to say marriage, because legal. Whoever you got into, you've been a co-signer for legally, and whatever it is, it's causing this conflict, this chaos, and it's really battling what's happening here and now. Right now, he says he's observing some things. Okay, he's becoming more wiser about the illusion. One reader I read this, looked at this, he's saying that something about lies, something's not being told truthfully. Okay. Let me see, why do you have to observe then, Divine Masculine? It's saying something like, when it's time to rest off of this situation with this person, like co-signer, some kind of thing legally you got into with either a partner or either a business partner. You need to know when to go the distance and when to breathe. So this has been down into another branch. Who are we talking about? Can I get clarified about this? If it comes out with a feminine, then we know it's a feminine, but I know. Give me a card that lets me know. Who are we talking about? Let's look at that. Some hostilities. Whatever it is, it's hostility in this situation. It's on his part. He's feeling hostile. Are we talking about a feminine? You know who I was going to answer me that. I can get the answer from you. Clear. I need you to pull from this card. If it's about a feminine or what is it? Let me see. I can tell. How's she looking if she is then? High Priestess. So, this is not the divine. Now, I've been watching enough videos to know this in tarot. This is not the divine feminine. Divine feminine, I do not believe is in the high school. I know she is the Empress card. That's her. High Priestess is somebody else. Second down a notch. You ain't the one. Okay, on this one. And if it, for me, I know if it wasn't the Empress card, I wasn't going to pull it as that, because the Emperor and Empress means divine masculine, divine feminine in my thing. So I don't hear nobody say, that ain't how you supposed to read it. That I told you, I'm intuitive. That's not how it is. This is somebody who's lower, who's not in the divine position, that's bringing on all this strife. Thank you. I knew the good tarot would tell me who it is. Okay. Interesting. Okay, let's move on. Because you're going to have to have your popcorn. This is going to be a long one. I can tell you this, because in order for me to ravel this and for him to talk through me, we going to have to, it's going to be a little while. So, on that one. So if you need to take a potty break, as I tell my class, pause it, go get some water or whatever, come back, you can. Okay, so let's explain this sun. Why are you on the fence about this sun? What's this all about? So you said the call of the night, daring adventure, the adventure of becoming divine. You got a problem with that. That came in reverse, okay? So you don't feel daring, you don't feel adventuresome, and you don't feel excitement when you think of this getting this happy outcome. It's not natural to you. It don't feel authentic. It don't feel real. It don't feel organic. It just don't flow. This thought of being divine, and this is going to go into you having a happy ending. That's an issue with that. her last day in the light, unexpected endings, surprises, changes, and sudden shifts. When it comes to the divine feminine, you have a problem with being in this situation with her, because to you it's always something unexpected that happen. It's always some kind of surprises that happen, and there's always some kind of shifts that occur when she comes on the scene. Some of them is welcome, like, oh, I like it. Some of them is aha moments. Some of them is like, I be damn, I am so tired of this roller coaster ride when she comes around. Okay, just keeping it 100. Compassion came in reverse. So sometimes you don't have compassion, empathy, or sympathetic kindness when it comes to it, because I think a lot of times when it comes to this, you feel that being with the divine feminine, it kind of something's got to die. And I don't know why I feel I'm saying it's something about her. She just sucks my soul out. It sucks all the energy out of me, you know, and I just become something that I'm not even familiarized with, you know. And so that's how he's saying. So really tell you, I don't have any empathy or sympathy or kindness when it comes to this, or about this situation. I just don't feel any empathy, you know, to really understand what is it about the things that's going on to be divine. Okay. Sacrifice, it came in reverse. Renunciation, offerings, letting go. I don't feel like really making the sacrifices that's needed in order for me to have my happy outcome. Okay. Archangel Raphael could clarify that, but if you can hear the chime in the background. Reason. Listen to advice, excuse me. Think clearly and intellect. Again, when it comes to this, I don't have nobody. He just told us earlier, I have nobody that I can talk to that can be a mentor, or people who have even like-minded in the divine Unisoul community, to even say, you know, what's going on, what am I feeling, what should I be doing. I don't even have like-minded people around me. I got just regular people, just Joe Smo on the street that can help me. And so now it's like a lot of times I'm just like this. It's just like, okay, it's like, this is divine. Okay, this is like dead. What I'm supposed to, what I'm supposed to, what I'm supposed to, okay, yeah. What I'm supposed to do with this divine thing. I mean, does it do anything? Do it turn on? Do I get am I like Superman? Do I know how to fly? Can I read people's mind? You know, can I snap my fingers and I get $1 million appear in front of me? You know, I just know sometimes I get visions. Okay, well, I'm supposed to do that. You know I feel a little special when the divine feminine comes around. Okay, what was that? Okay, so, you know, what am I supposed to, I think I'm cool now. What am I supposed to be doing with that kind of, what am I supposed to be doing with that kind of energies? You know, what am I supposed to do? I just don't know. Okay, that's what I feel. It's just frustrating. I like the say, the reasons why we're here, the reason why we're here, that in love disappear. So I don't know what the reasons are. What are the reasons? Why am I here? That's a good line right there from the song. Why am I here? I don't understand. Okay. So 2 of water. Again, the lovers, 2 cups. Right? Okay. That part. Every time I think about love, we got burnt by the sun, ambition, extension, reach. Every time I think about it, I get burnt. Every time I think about it, I just think about it. Boom, I get burnt. I tried it before in the past. I've had lovers, trust and believe. And every time I go and get real darn gung-ho about it and get ambitious about it and really want to reach out and, you know, reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world better. Now, my world don't be no better place if you can. It just don't. So, you know, I'm not going to overextend myself. For what? For why? Okay? Because every time when it happens, I get burnt. Okay? So that's what's happening with that. He don't want to get close. He's got some issues in forgiving something. And he don't have no positive conflict about this. So that's why he said, I get burnt by the sun. Again, he didn't even look at this. Ancient history. Again, back there forgiveness, which is back this in ancient times. This right here, he holding a lot of dead issues, okay? These crocodiles and everything around them is dead, okay? What it is, I don't know. And I'm looking at these pharaohs, and they pretty much drawing attention to me. Like whoever it was, in leadership or authority with him, emotionally, as a child, this kind of little child, or his emotions, whatever, he ain't never got over this person. He's still looking at them as a person in authority and really holding up a great influence over his life. They still back there playing the tune. That might be what that unfinished symphony card came out for. Still playing the tune on how and he's still dancing to that tune as to how his life should actually be going. Okay? So that's an issue right there. Primal, connecting deep within, sacred dance and instinct. His primal instinct is off when it comes to love. Okay? I already told you that. One of these cards I told you he's got a reverse way of thinking and seeing things when it comes to his passion. Okay? So his primal instincts is wrong. Every time, just like in the brain, every time he sees the divine feminine, something within him, maybe when he had grown up, you know, they were saying like a lot of people who have, and I did not know this, but people who have experienced sexual trauma in a young as a young child, it changes the development of the brain. And the brain does not function on some of the reasoning skills in the way that it should because of what has happened to them if they were sexually traumatized. So again, if you talk about your primal instinct, and if you're back there, the oh Lord, I know that part of the brain, I know it, and it's phasing me. That part of the brain that causes you to want the reptilian part of your brain, that causes you that fight and flight every time, maybe because when he sees the divine feminine, something within him calls out, run, Forrest, run, every damn time. And some of that stuff he's saying to himself, but I love her, I don't want to run. And he's taking off. And he's like, and he just running. Uh-oh, here comes Jenny. And he's running away from Jenny, just like at the scene in Forrest Gump when he was just running. He's like, what? And when his mom had died. And he's just like, I'm going. And he just running. And he's like, I don't know, why am I running? But I love Jenny. Well, why am I running away from Jenny? I don't know. Why am I running from Jenny? Until one day he just like, you know what? I think I'm finished running. I'm going back home. So that's the same thing with him. His primal instincts is just really off. And he's doing this sacred dance with himself. And with the idea of being with the divine feminine as well. And like I said, he's doing this dance with the sacred ants. Maybe, you know, in the spirit world, you know, he's feeling her, having sex, whatever, in the astral world, having conversations, seeing himself married with her, having kids. They seeing all this stuff. But when it comes to translating it and bringing it from the astral down to the 3D, I can't, some about them say, I can't do it. Okay? All right. Because, again, I'm not even really, I promise you, I don't look at these cards because I'm busy ranting and trying to be open, and not trying, I am being an open instrument for the spirit to talk to me. And it says the monster within, internal struggle, just talk about the struggle, personal challenges, wanting to improve. And he does, honest to God, this, oh Lord, and they really using me because the top of my head is itching. They really, honest to God, this divine masculine, he wants to. But like I said, I don't know if it might have been this sexual abuse, some kind of trauma that is reset within his brain, or even spiritual, like this one I read earlier about him spiritually, the way he's viewed spirituality has been turned dark. And it's not really healthy in the way in which they are seeing things. They cannot... This person is really having problems. They're really struggling with this thing within themselves, okay? So let's try to kind of now delve into, we seeing that he's struggling. We got that. We all say, well, I know that this ain't nothing. Let's start off with my cards that say, what's got to change? These my change cards. What does he have to change? Clear. What does he have to change? Okay. Now let's look into that. Let's delve. What does he have to change? 2 cards came out. He's got to deal with these family changes, and he's got to learn how to welcome the new. We know that. We know that. So thank you. Okay. In what ways can he be able to do this? What ways? Who's my cards that I really like that's going to lead me into that? Where's my favorites? I did look your way. Okay, let's look, and I seen it turn on me. Let's ask the divine. Clear. What can he do? What can this divine masculine that keeps on staying on the fence, what can he do as far as these family changes? Tell me, what can he do with that? I like that. And what else can he do as far as welcoming the new? Okay. Okay, what is telling me, the divine masculine and the collective, they're telling me is they got to change these things with these family changes. He's got to set some boundaries, like emotionally, like he's got to really become this warrior, and really say, you know what, going back, say that, you know what, I say the prayer a lot of times with Archangel Michael to really, if there's any divine masculines that's really watching this, to say, we got to get to the point where, you really call on Archangel Michael to help you to cut those cords that really truly do not belong there. Okay, and sometimes, family members can attach themselves energetically to them, become energy zappers, become part of you that, just really become very draining as well. And so, with this, you've got to really be able to see, I'm seeing she got like a crystal ball there. You got to be a little bit predictive. You got to be counterproductive, or be on the defense, if you want to say it, divine masculines, as far as just really being able to say, okay, if I keep on going down this path with this person, and they keep on asking me for loans all the damn time, and I told them I ain't got it, but they keep on coming to me. After a while, I got to find a way to say, you know what, I'm going to have to be like, I'm going to have to cut you off in some kind of other way. I got to show you that you got to learn how to even fish for yourself, because I keep on doing this for you, and you might just get your bills supplied today. But that does not mean that you're going to be able to get your things supplied for the rest of your life. So I've got to really tell you, you know what, by me helping you out, guess what, you depleting stuff in me. That came to me this morning while I was doing, excuse me, I'm going to keep on talking. I got to light my candle, it extinguished out. It came to me this morning that a lot of times they say in, excuse me for putting my booty or in your way. Oh, ooh, this is all nice. Oh, that's a nice one, that one. Okay, saying that a lot of times when we give in tarot, they talk about the pentacles, and the pentacles is your money, and I always say the wands is your emotions. And it came to me this morning while I was meditating, say a lot of times, sometimes you're giving these people these pentacles, which is your money, and at the same time, you want them to give you the wands, which is emotions, which would be like love. Oh, this ain't working. Which would be love in return for you giving them money. But at the same time, okay, excuse me, I couldn't do that, and I had no candle while I'm doing this. But at the same time, while you're doing that, it's not an exchange. It's a card in one of these things. They talk about the even exchanging of gifts. It's not a steady flow. You giving out that energy of the money and stuff, and you hoping in return you getting love, like, thank you, uncle. Thank you or thank you, auntie, for loaning me that $400 or the $40. You're like, thank you, baby. And then, after a while, you start asking, okay, I told you it was a loan, or you know, you're supposed to give them the money back, and they don't do it. Then after a while, you know, you start losing wands too, which is you was expecting you to give them wands, which is emotions of love, and they don't give you your money back like you had loaned them, or they start acting funny and acting disrespectful, like, you know, I gave her, she loaned me $40, she gave me $400, and she act like she owned me, you know, and you're like, well, wait a second, that ain't even where I come from. I gave for good in my heart. I worked hard for that $40. And you trying to act like I'm a bad guy because I'm asking for my money back? Get out of here. And so, you know, in the process, like I say, energy-wise, you giving out that money, energy, and you expecting love to come back. But sometimes it don't be like an even balance. It starts a deficiency, non-sufficient funds to keep on flowing out there, especially when you talk about family members, because family members, after a while, they be thinking you owe them something just because you that title. Who I talked to, oh, you seen it on the red table with Jada Pink. I'm sorry, it's getting hot again. And she was talking about a lot of family members, sometimes they think they're entitled because just because you their mother or their father or their uncle or you the niece or whatever, you supposed to treat them differently than anybody else. That don't really give you no sense of no entitlement. Just because you got a title, that don't mean it means you just got a title. You, my mom, my dad, aunt, or whatever. That mean you're entitled to doing things. Okay, off the ramp, just talking. So you got to kind of give those boundaries there to these family changes. Welcoming to the new. You got an issue also with God and unity. Here he is with this unity, this coming together, becoming Christ-like, becoming divine, and really doing your work within the community, within the world, really coming here to do what you came here to do for. Like I said, the reasons why we're here, the reason, whatever. You having a problem following and really answering what's the reason for why you're here. You know you're supposed to be this. You know you're supposed to be practicing unconditional love. You know you're supposed to be out there in the community doing things. However, you're having the problem with ushering the new idea of who you are to become. You're having also, you got to, how you going to do that also is the goddess of endurance, okay? This explains this, how to be able to become grounded in your heart and really become in your emotions and really becoming one with how you're feeling. And this, to me, this is reflection. This means to really look at this man in the mirror and really get an idea of who you are, who you are becoming. Okay, Archangel Raphael gave me clarification again through that. Okay, so that is some things in which you got to really start changing in your life. Okay, let's see some other ones. Did I get all that? The purpose. Okay, those are the things that's got to change. Karmically. I look at these. Sometimes those have a good story too. I think I'm going to pull everyone out here. Karmically clear. What else? What else is going to help you karmically move off this fence? Divine masculine. What's going to help you to, as they say in home improvement, move that bus? What's going to have you help you? Ace of Swords in reverse. Okay, okay. Karmically, Ace of Swords. Okay. I'll go straight to it. Ace of Swords, the element of air. The Ace of Swords, wrapped with the crown of victory, deals with both good and bad. It is held by the divine right of the fairy bird of prophecies. Birds that take human shape were found in Greek mythology as personifications of breezes, winds, and storms. In Nordic mythology, the bird of the Ace of Swords rules the night sky as the raven that foresees future events. It is said that these birds reveal the future by forming a magic circle with their right wing. It is forbidden to look through this ring, but if you do, you will see what is concealed to others. The price of the gift is insanity when the year has passed. Reverse meaning, victory with fateful results. Destruction, uncontrolled violence, misuse of power, information that should have been inaccessible, infertility, loss of responsibility, and spirits. Okay. You've got to get control of getting victory, but you're stumbling into, you know, somebody say you're stumbling into your blessing. You're stumbling into, instead of doing it with purpose. You got to get hold of this destructive behavior. Some of you all might got a little temper on you, and you got to kind of control violence, which means to be, you know, this really, things that I'm picking up is saying just shaking up things when you don't have to. You know, you're ending things abruptly in a very nasty and a violent way. You know, like you in a relationship with the divine feminine, and you just up and just go cut and run and cut your losses. Or you into any kind of relationship business wise. You're like, okay, it's not working for me. I'm up. I'm gone out of that. Your misuse of power, information that should have been inaccessible. Yeah, some of you all have been really, you know, you've been acting like you're more powerful than what you are, and you're not. You're putting up a facade when it comes to dealing with other people. You got to get control of that. You got to get honest, and you got to practice some real true integrity of things, because in the process you've lost your responsibility of, again, going back to the reasons that we're here. You done forgot the reason why you're here, and you really forgotten about it. Say, and the spirit, which means who you are, which is truly being divine. That's what you've got to really kind of get control of, because I believe that if you get that, like they're saying, really looking at the midst of the storm and really seeing what's going on with you currently, and being able to foresee this future instead of dealing with just things in the now, dealing with things presently as they go along. You know, some of them say, I just live in the now. A lot of times they say a lot of masculines do not have forward thinking that comes from the divine, comes from the feminine energy period, where she's able to see beyond. Most masculines, any masculine energy pretty much thinks now. You know, they strategize for now. That is how their brain is structured. Feminines think about what is going on. Okay, I see this. Okay, now if I do this, guess what? Down the road, this is going to cause this to happen. And if I do this, this is going to cause. And then right there in that moment, they haven't even actually, experienced the future yet. But they're just going into what's going on now. And they can see, okay, if I do this, this is going to happen. Divine masculines or masculine energies, period, do not think in that term. Okay, so that is something in which karmically you got to learn that lesson. You got to learn that. You got to get some remediation lessons in life to be able to do that. Let me see what kind of situations maybe could help you. Who is that? That's this card, right? Yeah. What kind of situations can help you? Clear. It's going to be a long one. What kind of situations can help him? Give me 3, please. 2. And give me 1 more. Give me 1 more situation. Okay, you say you want to again. You jump back out again. Okay, so now, in reverse, what situations can help him get out of this Ace of Swords energy, which is really just not being able to go forward with that. Yeah, because you got an unhealthy outlook. What can happen? So the Queen of Fire, Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. So you got to get into the energy of that. You got to get confident in what you're doing. You got to stretch those wings. You got to go beyond the space that you're actually in. Stop underestimating yourself. Become assertive. Okay, and you got to become independent and creative as to finding solutions to get yourself out of this rut of this overthinking that you're experiencing. King of Earth, generous, professional, responsibility, a successful time, confidently accept opportunities you offer, the Midas touch. Okay, this is my famous card. Okay, you've got to kind of, I think that balance card came out there. With this Midas touch, to me, you've got to become into being generous. You got to be responsible, professional, practical. This came in reverse. You're kind of not, you're being a little too practical and too responsible. And in order for you to get this out of this Ace of Swords energy, you've got to do the reverse. You've got to think out of the box to get out of this. You got to find new ways to get confidence and success, and look for new opportunities and accept them confidently when it comes to dealing with you being divine, and when it comes to you dealing with dealing with your divine feminine. Okay. Again, another thing, when I had this Midas touch thing, I always say be very careful of, because a lot of times when you're in that mode, I say the Midas touch mode, which is I'm being very careful, I'm being very practical, I'm being very professional, I'm being very responsible, I know when to be generous and when not to be. Just like the story, with the king, he started using those powers in the story for everybody else, and then when he went to go touch the very thing that he loved, he turned her into gold. And he had to go to the waters. He answered the person back to them and told them, I turned my daughter into gold, and that's not what I wanted to do. And it's like, well, you're not happy. You asked for the gift. You asked for the gift of being practical. I'm turning around for the story that fits you, instead of saying you asked for turning everything to go. You asked for to be very responsible. You asked for to be very practical. You asked to be very professional, and you wanted to be very generous with things in your life. You wanted the material things. That's what we did. So when you touched the divine feminine, guess what happened? You was just too practical. You was too much going for the material things, and you was too responsible, and you too responsible and too professional in the way of how you handling. This is not how you go about dealing with this divinity or being in a unisoul partnership. And he went there crying and said, "But I don't want that. I want the divine feminine." Okay, well then guess what? You got to go into the water, which means you got to get it baptized into spirituality. Get yourself really bathed in it. Become one with it. And then it brought back the daughter after he did that. She started, now everything he touched, it washed away the whole spell. So again, this is the story that I would say, turning around for you, is that again, sometimes you could be too restrictive by all this daggone overthinking, divine masculine, that you really turn the very thing that you want to by being so practical, by being so responsible, by being so professional, by being so wanting to generous with me, to go out into the material world and say, I want to get all this, be generous with her when I have her, so I can get all these worldly things and shower her with it, that you missed the mark. And now the whole thing of the love thing has made her turn cold towards you. Okay? So keep those things in mind. And then another thing that we're talking about, 10 of water, which is in reverse. A contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met. Trustworthy relationships. You right now have got to heal this part of this Ace of Swords energy that's dealing with you with this family idea of family. Your things of how you deal with things emotionally and materially, and how you have a trust in relationships, how you view them being trustworthy. You've got to deal with that, and you got to become trustworthy. You got to try and be trustworthy in the belief in the divine feminine and your connection. And those are the things that you have got to deal with, okay? I can get some clarifiers. You want me to go a little deeper for you to understand? Again, clear. How is he able to go on ahead and get this confidence and stretch his wings? Thank you. How is he going to be able to get out of this generosity and professional, this Midas touch energy? And how is he going to be able, divine masculine, to get out of this 10 of water energy? How you going to be able to get out of this Queen of Fire energy is just to realize that, again, the sun. Keep your eyes on the prize. Know that this divine feminine has everything that once you really get yourself aligned, you see how the sun is really pointing towards her. It's right there, almost like that target sign at the store. Once you get your bullseye target on that one, I usually show you all with the one you deserve love, and the goddess Diana has that bow and arrow, and you start going against the own flow of how you are, you know, of your emotions, and going in the opposite direction. This will start to happen. Your emotions, your cup will start to overflow. See how it's full? Your cup is full, full of emotions, full of love. Why? Because this divine feminine is the center of your world. She is the sun. She's going to make everything blossom. She's going to make everything bloom. She's going to make everything come into focus. I'm seeing, even if you want a child, if you think about you want to have children, she's going to be able to birth that new family, that thought of how you had that family that you always wanted as a child growing up. And you say, ooh, you know what, when I grow up, I want to have this. You got this music over here, just like that unfinished symphony card. She's going to help you complete that finished symphony. You all are going to create new music, okay? Like I said, this blossoming. I see paper. You might be writing, it looks like a book to me. Going to write a new story. Okay, let me put that up close. It looks like a book to me. You're going to even write a new story. She's going to open up a new chapter for you when you get this. Okay, so those things, as I saw it, those are winning. When we talk about clarifying about this Midas touch card, which is in reverse, you're going to get to know, once you get to that, the blossoming of abundance is going to help you have that idea of that it is abundance, that things are opening and budding and becoming anew. And so this, with this, once you get rid of this practicality, all these restrictive ideas of how you're going to go about this and create this strategy of how you're going to get with this divine feminine, once you remove all those things, look at how everything in your world becomes flourish and becomes lavish with a lot of flowers and the beauty of it and the sunlight coming in. This is number 3, which is the Trinity card, which is to become balanced and become spirit, soul, and body. All those things will start to become aligned with each other, okay? And I see an owl, so you're going to become smarter too. Very wise. You're going to get some knowledge about some new things. Once you do this, you start thinking about the old things. You're going to bring some newness in that way. And then also this 10 of water, of how you view it. How you're going to change that is the way that you're going to be able to view the divine feminine. This person holds your key to abundance, your key to prosperity, okay? And so then she's right there. She's going to be able to unlock a lot of things, okay? And so this is the way how you're going to be able to do that, is you got to view her in a whole different light, okay? This is your third eye. She's covered in a lot of purple, so you got to open up that third eye chakra to really truly see her for what she is. Use that intuition, that awareness, okay? That she's right there. Stop looking at her superstitions, black cat, she crosses my path, it's bad luck, 7 years every time she crosses. No, stop all that stuff that you were doing there and start really, you know, because really when cats come in there, they're really spiritual protectors and guides. They keep a lot of spirits and things away. when you talk about that feline, you know, things. And every time I see felines, I think about the 9 cycles, 9 lives that they have. Maybe it could be past life, or 9 cycles that we experience where we have a lot of egos, a lot of deaths. I believe this is a new theory I came up with. I don't know if it's right or wrong. Somebody could tell me, but instinctively, this is something new that I see every time I see cats. I think about it's like another death, ego death, or something dying in the process of the cycle of you living. We have 9 times that I've just picked it up instinctively. The things have to die in there. I don't know if it's physically, spiritually, mentally, but in any kind of form of those things have to die, and then you reborn and live again. Okay, sometimes it's curiosity, like they say, curiosity killed the cat and satisfaction brought it back. So sometimes you got to be a little curious about some things, or how you could change things. You might find out, okay, that didn't work. Okay, that was an epic fail. And then from that, like those tower moments that you had, those great tower moments, maybe we have to have 9 of those. And then you kind of come right on back, and you have probably more than that, but you got many ones, but those major life-changing ones help to set forth another course for you. That's instinctively, and that's funny, I got the number, you got 42, which is going to help you get grounded, find unity, and find love. And that 4 and 2 makes 6, which is love. Okay, so that's what you got to do with that. Is there anything else that you want to that we covered? We asked why things. Let me just ask and see, is there any kind of new as far as in love? Where my love cards? Did I ask love? I don't think I even asked the love angels. Okay, right. So let's even look into that. Okay. So right now, divine masculine, this one who's on the fence, clear. Honestly, tell me, how do you view, asking the love angels to help you, how do you view the divine feminine currently? You got a story. Oh, lovely lady. Very lovely girls. All of them. Like the money. The youngest one, the girl. All right, so what you feeling is, when you look at that, don't ask me with Brady Bunch. Maybe somebody got a lot of kids, something. This one of them. Healing family issues, and this came up. Well, what you know. Your love life benefits if you forgive your parents. Okay. With this divine feminine, he says you help bring out some family issues that he has buried and he needs to deal with. When he looks at you, he knows that engaging with you brings his love life ascending to a higher level of commitment. This is actually what he actually wants to do, although he does not express with you. He wants to really be all into you, really look at you. But this is actually what he wants to do. He wants to give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. That is something that he actually does want to do. He wants to also, when he looks at you, he wants to let go of control issues. He knows that he's got to let go of this overthinking, which keeps on saying, I got to do this. I ain't good enough. My finances ain't right. Okay, wait a second, this. He knows he has to do those things, okay? This is how he views you, okay? Let's see if he will allow me to know what are your maybe future actions as far as when it comes to, I grabbed this instinctively. I don't know if we can read this, but clear. What are your future intentions right now from moving from this point on? The world. So he knows that this world card, some things are going to go up and down, but he still knows that you are really the center of his world. Number 21. Okay. That's his next move. Okay, I think I want to get clarifiers for that one. Where's my favorites? This one. Okay, your next move, so divine masculine, what are you going to actually do? Tell me. In the near future. He said he's going to mend some things. And he's going to really get a hold of letting grasp and letting go of this divine energy, letting it go, flow through, really letting go instead of having control, really letting go and letting it flow. Let it flow, let it go, let it go, let it flow. Do 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 do. Let it flow. I can hear Tony Rice. Let it flow. So he's just really saying he's gonna really learn, really in the near future. He's working on just letting the fates, power of the fates be. Let them line up divinely how things should go, so they can combust and create this, like the Big Bang Theory, something new. Okay. So I'm telling you, I need to clarify this one. Can you clarify this? Okay. I want to almost say, when you gonna do it? Clear. I know everybody wants to say that. You like, girl, if you don't stop that, when you gonna clarify this one? And clarify this one. Okay. Okay. I got peace in reverse. All of them. Didn't I do all these cards? Wait a second. All these cards. Ain't no reversals in this. Okay, so he's going to do this is really by trying to find peace within himself. Really find the milk and honey in where he is. Because it's got an elephant here. And I remember elephant. I remember they have a good memory about the past. Things that have happened. But however, he's going to find a way to submerge himself in finding the milk and honey, with even living with the memories of things that happened in the past, because there's a silver lining and there's a rainbow ahead, which is bringing all these chakras in alignment. And he's really entitled for that pot of gold. He's not anymore. I know one time I went to a reading, she was telling me about myself and my divine masculine, and saying that his song he sent to me was Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And that song talks about everybody else is entitled to be able to fly. Like everybody's entitled to have that great life. But what about me? And then as the song goes along, it said, why, oh, why can't I? Then you know what? I can also be like that. If the bluebirds and them is down on the chain of command, and we talk about food chain or the food web, and I'm a human, then I certainly know that I'm entitled to getting this pot of gold. Why can't I? I can get that too. So he's really got his eyes on the prize, is saying about this milk and honey. That's how he's going to do that, about that. And he's going to go about really regenerating some things. Look at some things, create some things, make them be dead, and regenerate those things and to become anew. Okay, that's going to take some time, because even with some things they have, just like if you're going to regenerate, and this looks like a volcano. Now, in order for a volcano, some things got to erupt. Some things got to get hot. Okay, and with them getting hot and getting overheated, it's going to take a while for that magma to kind of flow out within that, and then become into that lava. Okay? There's two different states where you're talking about, and I might have reversed it, excuse me if I have, but the one that's inside the volcano is called magma. So that's the same thing. Just like right now, that energy within him is not really then came to fullness yet, until it comes out of him and then turns into lava. That lava, after a while, can harden and form new lands. Okay, that's how we get all those small lands we got in Hawaii. Same thing. So why I'm saying this to you, so if you're cross-watching divine feminines, it's going to take some time, and you got to have some patience for him to kind of come to this, to form. But we got to really wait for things to boil over. So how is it going to happen? Sometimes it's got to be in these karmic situations that's going to be able to kind of cause this to happen, or these remediation plans and these remediation partnerships come along, or you kind of, as the divine feminine said, you know what, I'm going to have to walk away from this. You're not quite looking like you kind of ready. Hey, cutie pie. That's my baby. You don't look like you quite ready. My ride is here. You don't look like you quite ready. That's my boss. That's my little dog, Princess. That's when she let me know time is up. You are not going to be, you're going to form new lands, and some of the divine feminists is like, you know what, I might have to say kind of deuces for a while. That don't mean I don't love you, I don't want to be with you, but right now I got to wait until, you know, you kind of things within you, that this divineness, this divinity that's within you, get to the point that it kind of erupts and comes back out and expresses itself as divine. Right now, it's like magma. It's called magma inside, lava outside. Right now, you just in man form. The energies is all in here, bubbling over, doing some things. They ain't came out and expresses themselves as actually being divine just yet. Okay, so right now, you know, some of us say, I can't be there with you. I got to kind of wait for my process of, I've already did it. I already know of being divine. But, you know, I got to wait for that to happen to you and now press on and to bring forward, okay? So that's what they're saying about this regeneration, okay? So things got regeneration. As far as you mending yourself, we got Treasure Island. It came in reverse. Treasure Island means to undiscover some things that you didn't know that's been in isolation, surrounded by... It's not a reverse because I told you it wasn't a reverse card. Excuse me. Treasure Island. So you've got to discover some things within your emotions. It's going to be a slow process. Why? Because you're riding a turtle. Turtles move slow, even if they're in water. Okay? It's going to take some time. Okay? Some of us might not want to hear that. But while you're doing that, some magical things are happening and coming out in the process of you becoming... discovering yourself. But again, Treasure Island means you got to be a man to yourself, and there's got to be some time period in which you got to kind of deal with yourself, not being in that denial, and just be a man on the island of yourself, period. Okay? It's a saying about that. It is something about that, and you just really being your own man. I can't remember the thing. I used to say it a long time ago. I didn't like it because it just seemed like it's like a, to me it was a statement like I was just really out for myself and forget everybody else. And that's kind of really where you're kind of getting to. You know, it's just really, and it's not in a nasty way as far as where I had taken it. It's a way of, especially when you deal with these family members, you got to create this boundary with everybody's friends that's like-minded, that's not helping your struggle, not being able to find these mentors. You may or may not be able to find a mentor. I pray that you do, Divine Masculine, because you really need somebody to find like us. A lot of people who have been in authority in your life, and you looking back to them to be a source to help you to know what's going on is not really very helpful. If you're looking through authority, especially male authorities of the past, some kind of way you're going to have to round in within. If you're Divine Master watching this, you're going to have to pray and ask God to send you somebody. I'm a firm believer in witness to attest of how you doing that the universe will supply you with that. I've had people, friends, or whatever, a message, some on YouTube, somebody would say something, some on television. You know, people appear out of the blue, you know, just like I told you, they come as a season and for a reason and a season, and they'll just come along and just say, hey, let me drop some knowledge in you, and then they'll keep on trailing on, and you're like, okay. Then the next person come on and say, you know, this, or then people that trailed on, you say, okay, I thought you was gone. They drop right on back in and say, Spirit told me to check in with you. So, okay, well, thank you. So, you know, those are the things that you'll find yourself also doing, as far as you trying to find this treasure island. Okay, let's kind of wrap this up into seeing about what does your higher self want to say to you. What does your higher self want to say to you? Clear. All right, is here. 2 cards. Your higher self wants to say to this divine masculine that keeps being in between worlds and does not want to go into Pleasantville, knock, knock, number 14. And that right now, that number you know is a light worker number. And psst, hey you. Very good ones. I can tell this is going to be juicy. So your higher self is telling you the following. Did I put the universe card out? Yeah, I did. And then I'll find the universe, and then we're going to call it a night. Okay, this is a good one. If you, I'll say this while I'm looking for it. If this feels like it resonates and it helps give you some answer, and it gives you some relief and clarity, and some of you all might bring you some closure. Say, okay, I understand. I can keep on walking with that soulmate. Or yes, I can understand. Okay, I'm going to wait for him. Or, you know what, let me just stop what I'm doing. I just want to go into self-discovery mode, which means separation. Right now, I hope that this does bring healing and a closing of a circle for you to start your new cycle of spiritual completion, like the number 10. If this does do this for you, please share and subscribe. And let this healing, whatever the energies that I am doing through this video, not trying, that I am, because that's my purpose, to bring healing and understanding from the divine masculine that's on this in between two worlds and not willing to go into Pleasantville. Please share this, because this is something that needs to be given out. Okay? Enough of my rant. I know it's long, but you tell them to stay to the bitter end because they need this. Okay, so divine masculine, your higher self is saying, knock, knock. No, you aren't hearing things. The universe is sending signs, guidance, divine messengers, probably even neon billboards. Couldn't be a better time to answer the door and see who's come a-knocking. So right now, your higher self says to you, divine masculine, we are going to, from this point on, we are going to send you signs, get you some help, get you that guidance that you said you seek it, because you do not have any mentors. And when we do, please remember to open the door, because they say knock it open. Okay, they will answer you. So those of you all that are listening, they are willing to work with you. And whoa, that's interesting. This like step. You skip 15 and you go to 16. Okay, all right, good. Psst, Hey you, we like to interrupt this oracle deck with a very important announcement. Or how about we like to interrupt this reading to give you a very important announcement. There is nothing to fear. Every single thing that looks ominous is but an illusion. It has no power. Zip, nada, zilch. It's time to look your fears straight in the eye and call them out as the insignificant posers they really are. They are punks. They are losers. These fears and this overthinking you're doing is just like the universe is saying, and your higher self saying, if you do it, if you build it, we gonna come. If you build the vision of being with the divine feminine, and that's what you want, guess what? We gonna be there. Just like the Field of Dreams thing. He built it. All them spirits from the past came back on that baseball field and started playing. You do it. You build it. You tell us this is what you want, because the overarching energy is love. If this is what you want, just tell us, and we will help you make it happen. But you got to make the steps. You got to find yourself getting off that, you in between the fence like this. You got to actually make that motion like, I'm about to slide off today. You got to actually do the motion in order for you to actually give us the sign and say what you're going to do. Is you sliding over into the Pleasantville to the Technicolor side? Or are you going to go back over there to the daggone place where you are in between? Okay, which one are you going to actually do? And so into the darkness, back again, where everything's dull, drab, ain't no color, ain't no life, no new stuff at all. You got to actually let me know what you're doing. And so now let's ask the universe. Clear. What is the universe want to say to this divine masculine who is between worlds and is not wanting to go completely into Pleasantville, into Technicolor? Guess what? The universe is telling you, my energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. And I told you. So if you keep on worrying about this, it ain't going to work. Guess what? It sure ain't. It ain't going to work. It's not going to work. Okay? All right. If you focus in on this, Archangel Michael, let's do it again. This is what you're going to get. Okay? Now, and then last, I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. I am love. Me thinking about me getting with this divine feminine, to me, is a miracle. And guess what? It does not matter that if you do it, like they say, if you build it, we're going to back you up. Create that, regenerate this newness so you can release this divine masculine power within you. This is natural. Why? Because you are this. You are divine, and you have within you the hands, the power to create something new just out of the ability of you thinking it. You are love. And for you to ask for something that you already are, that's who you are, you could really walk around and call yourself Mr. Love, then automatically you're going to attract those things unto you. Okay? So, this is the end of it. I hope I did justice. I'm going to definitely put this on Ghetto Nuns and, what she say? Am I tripping or not? I'm definitely putting it on her on her video thing to let her know I did accomplish. I asked the spirit to tell me what is the answer, and that's what I came up with. Okay, all right then. Until the next time, I say stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste, Namago.